by the end, again, like Fred Savage, I was happy about the love story. I was happy that it all worked out,
Yeah.
with them. And I was like, they have to be together. They have to be,
And Fezzik, there's a part that I heard this time that I don't think I'd ever heard before, where it's right when they're about to storm the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Fezzik, Inigo, and Wesley, and they're walking away. This is after they figure out all the stuff that they needed to do this plan. And Fezzik says something like, "Hey, Inigo, I'm really excited for when we win later." It's so great. I mean, you have to love Fezzik. He's just the best.
I like it when he's throwing rocks at Wesley and he's like, I don't even work out.
Yeah,
I can't
like,
do
I
his
don't even
voice.
exercise.
No, I don't even exercise. I'm just like this.
Oh, he's great, and he doesn't want to just hit him with a rock because it would be unsportsmanlike.
And his strength is on display the entire movie,
Yeah,
which I love.
yeah, I love Fezzik. He's fantastic. Yeah, it's almost a toss up for me if he's the best character to me or if it's Inigo, but I have to stay loyal to Inigo.
Inigo is just so good.
Yeah, Mandy Patinkin is perfect in this movie. He couldn't be better.
No, one of the parts I really like is when he finally sees Count Rugen in the castle. And, Rugen has these guards and he dispatches them in an instant. And he does this insane move where he kind of jumps and then he goes down into like the lowest lunge squat you've ever seen to take out the last guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
And then he goes, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And he's like in a combat stance. And Count Rugen just takes half a second and then just runs.
Yeah.
he just turns and runs.
It's great because Inigo has rehearsed that line for his entire, life.
Yeah.
Since his father was killed. And it's like this moment where he finally gets to say it. And it's going to be this like big thing because then they're going to fight. But then Rugen just runs away, pieces right out, and it's kind of ridiculous and funny. I mean, that's kind of humor that's in this movie that I love.
Yeah.
Such a good stuff. Yeah, and just going back to the sword fighting scene.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you thought it kind of was modeled on like the Errol Flynn type thing, and I was actually reading about it today, and that's correct. So they did kind of model it on these old kind of swashbuckling type sword fights in movies,
mm-hmm.
and it's all Cary Elwes and Mandy Patinkin. There's only one thing I think that they had a stunt person do, which I think is probably that big flip
mm-hmm.
that Wesley does. But other than that, it's those guys. They rehearsed it. They worked on it every spare minute. And you can tell because it's so well done. I mean, there's no half speed junk going on here. I mean, they're fast. They're super fast. They're super athletic. It's like dancing. Very much like dancing. And it's just so well done. And they both have such enthusiasm, and the banter in the scene is so great. But I was reading that, they worked on it with these fight coordinator guys who had worked with like a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time they showed it to Rob Reiner, he was like, yeah, it's good, but I want it to be longer. So they had to go back and add like another 3 minutes or something to what they initially had. And they did it by just watching these old movies, coming up with more moves, and just building and building and building, which, again, super obvious because this is maybe, in my opinion, the best sword fighting scene in any movie ever.
When I think of sword fighting, I think of this movie.
Yeah, I do too.